Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okerzinski with your weekly lecture video. So, I believe in a screencast I mentioned look forward toward the annotated bibliography and points beyond. So, I'm beginning here in the proposal assignment that is due this Friday. Here, I don't want to go through this. I believe I did this through the screencast video, but important item I want to kind of emphasize a little bit here is the research that you are asked to provide here, 2 to 3 internet sources. So as we move forward, I think it would be worth everyone's time to look at how to read an academic article. It's at the end of chapter 1, right after the research proposal exercise there. Also, take a look at the rhetorical reading strategies, how to read across articles to determine relevance, mine material from articles. It could be any article. Often, when you find even an internet article, you'll have hyperlinks in the internet article that'll take you to other sources, where perhaps one source can turn into maybe 2 or 3 really relevant sources. So you want to make sure that you can look for additional opportunities. If it's an academic article, quite naturally, you might want to look at the references page or the works cited page to help you find additional sources, right? It's called mining the citations is basically a catchphrase there that we use oftentimes. Many times in grad school, I would always take 1 or 2 sources and go through the references page, and then I could take those 2 sources and turn it into 5 or 6 different sources, all of which had some relevant information to what I was researching and writing about. So the idea here is look for just some of the basic strategies. I think it's worth your time in determining how to go about researching information for your topic. It doesn't have to be a chore, right? So, as I mentioned it here, I believe I mentioned it in the screencast. Whatever you research for this topic, if you stay on this topic, is source material they can use all the way straight through. It's none of my assignments from here on out when it comes to your research topic is a one-off. Everything can connect to the next. We have some activities for the exercises in the textbook, but any source information and any writing can be and thinking can be used toward the ultimate goal here, right? So I'm going to get into the modules tab here, and I'm going to scroll down to week 7, which is the chapter 2 module, right to the annotated bibliography. Now I have an older video in here, which is pretty accurate to the assignment. I don't think I've changed this assignment much over the last several years, but there might be some wording or references that might not apply. So double check the the instructions here. But if you look at it, it's 8 to 10 sources with annotations. Published books and articles are always a premium here. Using the library databases, particularly Academic Search Complete is a great all-around database to find sources. It should serve the purpose of a 102 research project well. Basic internet sources, right? So if you find a couple for exercise 1.5 and they're good and relevant, you can use those sources as you move forward. Multimedia sources are always an advantage nowadays. Documentaries, TED presentations, you can use YouTube video as long as it's reliable and it's credible. And we'll talk more of that as we get into chapter 2. Also, the living sources is important for some of your topics. You might be able to do an interview. You can take a look at the back of chapter 2. They'll talk about surveys. We have all sorts of options out there to conduct surveys. You can push it out through social media. And I have a annotated bibliography example here. It's coming up. There you go. All right, so here's just a sample. It'll follows along pretty significantly. Many people are kind of using social media and anxiety. It's a common topic nowadays, but you see the format of the annotated bibliography. So you want to make sure that you take a look at this and review this. And more importantly, I have another instructional video here for what's an annotation. So remember, as you can see in the example, it's citation and then annotation. Expectations are high. You have three parts to your annotation. Relevance and credibility, summarize the main argument, and then respond to what you find most interesting and significant. Now, just to, if you go back to the example, you will find that an 8-source annotated bibliography is a sizable document. More than likely, it'll be in the 2,000 word range, right? So let me pull this up. This particular document, the annotated bibliography, to give you a roadmap, will be due Sunday, March 24th. That's when this assignment will be due. So between your proposal to then, you should have about 4 weeks to work on this particular assignment. Then we'll move on to chapter 3 and a few more activities and assignments. The research paper should be due. First draft will be due April 23rd of the research essay, peer reviews, and then the final draft of the research essay will be due at the last week of the semester there. So be aware of the schedule as we move forward with all the activities. So this is the timeline on the research and writing. So as you see, you have a significant time frame in which to pull together the annotated, which would be a significant assignment. I believe it's worth about 25% of your overall course grade, about the same for the research essay. So this gives you a little bit of the roadmap as to where we're going and the importance of pulling together a good topic, doing the work up front here. There are several good posts already in the discussion boards. I've toggled that around so you might be able to take a look at some of the work and topics that everybody is just finished up on this week. I think there's 3 or 4 on the board right now. All right, that's all for the lecture video. If you have any questions or issues, please send me an email. I look forward to reading about everybody's topics this weekend. Good luck.